Hello, hello. Okay, now this should be working. I decided to do it with my phone because lately with the computer it's super blurry, super blurry. So let's see here. Let me know if you guys can see me, if you guys can hear me. Okay, say hello if you're swinging by. Let's see. Okay, now I see myself and yeah. How are you guys? Welcome to this Facebook Live here inside the Fashion Entrepreneur Club Hangout. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Today we're going to go over the fashion business quiz. So I've shared links all morning if you want to go ahead and download your fashion business quiz. Please go ahead and do so. I'm gonna go over all the questions here with you guys, and this is gonna help you figure out, where you're stuck in the business. It's gonna really help you pinpoint, where you need that help. Okay, because we might in general be like, okay, I need help with social media, or I need help with my marketing or whatever, right? But with this quiz, I'm gonna help you get very specific about what you need inside the business. And yeah, I created this PDF because you can download it and keep it as a guide, use it as a guide, because obviously you're not gonna fix everything in one day, right? But as you answer everything, it'll give you a list of things that you need to work on. And if you guys join me here inside the Facebook group, I'll be sharing other tools to help you, narrow down that list and help you out, where you should get started and all of that, and answer your questions, of course, because that's the point. That's the point of this group. My hope is that you figure out with me exactly where you need that help, and we get you resources to help in that area so you can move forward and you can reach your goals. Okay, that's the whole point of this community. Okay, let me get a sip of water. Okay, so if you don't know where that link is for the fashion business quiz, no worries. When I finish this video, I will share it again. You can just follow along and watch the video with me and grab a piece of paper and write certain things down. It's a lot, so just if you want, just make some notes, and then so you fill it out, and then you can go ahead and access the link and download it for you. If you sign up, I send you resources. Like if you answer the quiz, then the next day you're gonna get a list of resources for those areas that you need help with. And I'm gonna give you a small training where I help you narrow down that list. So if you figure out you need to work on 5 things or 10 things, whatever it is, then you can be like, okay, where do I start? What's the most important thing? What should I focus my attention? Where should I start, and where should I focus my attention? So we're gonna go over all those things. Not all today. Today we're gonna go over the quiz, right? But the rest of the week I'm gonna be sharing that information with you, and if you sign up online, you'll get it via email as well. Okay, so yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so the fashion business quiz is divided in different areas that you should focus on in the business to have a successful business. I actually went over these last week in our Facebook Live, but no worries, we're gonna go over it in a deeper level here today. So let's get started. Okay, so the first part of the quiz is it's focused on your customers and your offerings, right? We have a business, we need to be really clear about who our customer is, right? And what we're offering them, right? So we can make money, we can help them, and we can have a business, right? So those are the 2 most important things when starting out. One second here. And the questions are a yes or no, okay? Sometimes you are not at a certain level in your business yet, so some of the questions you can leave them blank, okay? So do not worry about that. But most questions is going to be either a yes or a no, okay? So the first question is, are you clear about where your potential customer discovers you? Okay, so really key, where is the first time you and your customer, right, meet? Is it at maybe a meetup or networking event? Is it on your website? Is it on YouTube? Where are you clear about that? Where is the place, right? Do you have a place in mind? Do you know it, right? Or different places? It could be different places, right? Are you clear about where do you meet? Okay, where do you guys meet for the first time? Yes or no? Okay, do you have that place in your head? Are you clear about it? Okay, question number 2. When they find you, okay, your customer, and they want more of you, do you send them to a specific place where they can engage with you and get to know you better? So let's say they come to your website, that's the first place they meet with you, and then do you have a call to action, something on the website that helps them get closer to you, helps them get to a place where they can start nourishing that relationship with you, getting to know you better, right? So some people send them to YouTube, for example, to a particular playlist, so they start getting to the content and then see it and see how you teach and what they can learn and all of that. Some people say, sign up for my newsletter so you can find out about the latest events and things that I'm doing, or maybe you can have a Facebook group like we have here and have people come over here, and then we can start doing these lives and answering questions, and then people get to know you better. Like, do you have a place, right? When people find you, do you send them to a specific place, right, where they can start engaging with you, okay, when they can start to get to know you better? Yes or no? Okay. The next one is when they decide they want to become a customer, right? Do you have a set number of products or services you can direct them to? So once they love you and they fall in love with you and they're like, okay, I want to work with this person. She really knows her thing, or he really knows his thing, right? How can we work together? Do you have options for them? Okay. Do you have a certain product or a certain service, right? To continue that relationship, right? Okay, yes or no? Next one. If they become a fan of your brand, of your products, of your services, do you have an upgrade, okay, or higher end product or service to support them even more? So let's say they buy a product from you, or they enroll in your class or your program, whatever it is, right? And they really fall in love with you, they really like everything, they accomplish their goals. Do you have an extra level? Okay, do you have an upgrade? Do you have a higher end product? Now, like I mentioned before, some of this, right, maybe in the stage that you're in business, you're not there yet, and that's totally okay. So you can just answer if that's the case for you. You don't have a high-end product or a high-end service, you can click no, and that's okay, not a problem. Okay, just be honest. Use this guide to be very honest. No one can see the results but you, right? This is gonna give you a very clear guide to where you need to start working on, right, to grow the business, to accomplish your goals and all of that. Okay. Okay, the 5th question in this area is, if they want to spread the word about your business, okay, your customer, do you have an incentive or a reward system in place to make this easy for them, so you can both grow and benefit in the process? So maybe people want to talk about you, right? Because they had a really good experience. Can they leave a testimonial? Okay, can you offer them a referral link so they can get a discount if they continue working with you, or they sign up for your next program or whatever, if they share this information? Maybe an affiliate program where they can promote to people what you do and benefit. The idea here is for you to get a benefit and for them to get a benefit, and have a system in place, right, that helps them easily spread the word. Okay, so if they want to help, right, not everyone's like that, but there's a lot of people who really, when they fall in love with a brand and your expertise, they want to tell people about it. Okay, so do you have a system, a reward system, anything in place, a referral system for them to be able to do that? Okay, so those are the first 5 questions within that area of offerings and your customer. Okay, so how are we doing there? Let me know. Okay, the next area, part 2, is about mindset. So I always talk about, you have to have a great mindset when doing business, right? because if you're thinking negative or if you're low vibe or whatever, it's going to reflect in your decisions. It's going to reflect when you show up live. It's going to reflect when you talk about the business, right? And I know being an entrepreneur is hard, right? We go through ups and downs. Some days we feel super excited and super happy about what we're doing, and on other days we're like, I can't do this. You feel stress or something out of the blue happens, something in our regular life, right? So it's really important to have a routine, whether that's exercising or watching inspirational videos, whatever it is, doing yoga, whatever it is, to maintain you in that high vibe, so you can always respond from a high perspective, from the best version of yourself as a business owner. Okay, so let's see in these areas where you are. So I have 4 questions in here. The first question is, do you feel confident about offering your products or services? Okay, yes or no? Be very honest, be brutally honest. Can you talk to people about your business? Do you feel comfortable about sharing with people about your business? Because if you don't, and this happens to all of us, no shame, okay? This is a constant, process of learning and improving and tweaking and doing this, okay? But if you don't feel confident about the product that you offer or the service that you offer, no one's gonna feel confident about it. You have to, make them feel comfortable as well. And if you're not comfortable with it, how are they going to be comfortable, right? So do you feel confident when you're talking about your products or services? The next one is, do you have trust in your ability to make anything happen in your business? Okay, that's another one. A lot of people, right, they don't like, unconsciously, they don't like going to events, or they don't like talking to people or going live or whatever it is, because they're scared, right, that someone's going to ask them something and they're not going to know how to respond, or how to fix a problem, or have the answer. They feel like a fraud. There's so many things, right? So I want to ask you, do you have that trust in yourself, right, that you're going to be able to make it happen in the business, to find the answer? You don't have to know everything, but you need to trust yourself to know that if you don't know it, you'll figure it out, right? Or that you have a support system that would help you figure it out, or that you have you will have the resources to provide this support, or to refer someone to someone else. It's trust in yourself, trust in your business, in what you're offering. That doesn't mean, again, you have to know everything. By the contrary, it's just trusting yourself that, when I worked in the media industry, in the both in fashion and also on TV, like they say, the show must go on, right? And there's a lot of people who are very good at doing something, right? They're an expert on something, but when something happens, an accident, something on the road, something, you were going live somewhere, we're doing an event live or something, they don't know how to fix things. They don't know how to, because maybe it's not in their area of expertise. And those people, it's hard to work with them, because you have to have a person that maybe they don't know anything, they don't know everything, or they're not an expert in a particular area, but they provide solutions, okay? And you need to be that and have that attitude in the business, so you move forward and you, again, feel confident and give that trust to people, okay? Okay, next question. Do you have a mentor, a community, or people who support you in your journey as a business owner? This one is really important, okay? Because these can get so lonely, okay? And you don't know anything, again, right? I mean, you don't know everything. So you need support. You need to bounce ideas off with people. You need to, sometimes you feel very frustrated and you think you're the only one that is going through something, and everyone is going through it. And unless you're part of a community, or you have a mentor, or you have a circle of people around you that help you, that maybe you mastermind with, or that business besties that you can ask questions to, right? You can't, it's very hard to move forward, okay? So that's another area you should focus on, okay? So do you have a mentor, a community, a group of people that, they support you in this journey? Yes or no? The next one and the last one in this area is, do you participate in any activity, class, group, or event on a regular basis that gets your creative juices flowing and allows you to enjoy what you do from a creative perspective? So I don't know about you, but when you're learning something, when you're enrolled in a class and you're actively taking the class and you're learning, first your mindset changes immediately because you start thinking, you go from problems and being stuck and everything to solutions and creativity, and you're like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Ideas start flowing, right? So whether it is going to an event, like when we go to a conference and we get really inspired and we get to meet a lot of people and we get to learn so much from people and we come back energized, right? Do you do that on a regular basis, right? Once a month? Do you go to a specific event? Do you learn from someone? Do you watch videos from someone, a mentor, or you are enrolled in a class where you're consistently moving forward, learning more, because that's going to help your confidence and that's going to help the business because you're going to apply all that knowledge to your business. And also you're going to start doing things from a creative point of view, because like I said, as you take classes, meet people, learn from other people, your creativity starts working like crazy, and it gives you all those amazing solutions that you're looking for. Okay, how are we doing over here? Let me get another sip of water. Okay, then the next area, part number 3, is about branding. Okay, so I have a few questions here about branding for you. First question, are you clear about your mission? Yes or no? Clear and simple. Are you clear about your mission in your business? Okay, the next one, are you clear about your brand values? What are your brand values? Do you know what you stand for as a business? What's important to you? Okay. Are you clear about who your audience or ideal client is? Another super important one, right? A lot of people sign up for events, they pay for booths, they go to fashion shows where their audience doesn't hang out. Okay, and that's a mismatch, right? And then they get frustrated because they don't get sales or they don't get referrals or their brand doesn't grow. Well, you have to really pay attention to that, and you have to be really clear about who your audience is, where do they hang out, and what they want, what they need, right? And that way you can save a lot of money and you can be so much more effective, right? So are you clear about that, about who your audience is, who your client is, right? Yes or no? The next one is, does your business have a name? Does your business have a name? I ask this question because a lot of people nowadays, they just have an Instagram account or they have a Facebook account, right? Do you have a name already? Because to create brand loyalty and all of that, that's important, right? And I know that there's stages, and I'm always telling people, it's better to just start with an Instagram account and then just start, figuring out what you want, what your audience what audience, excuse me, what audience identifies with you, like how you connect with people. All of that is great before establishing the business, right? That's amazing, but I'm just asking here, do you have a name already? Okay, or maybe you're in those stages that you're just planning, thinking about having a business, right? So just simply, no judgment, just answer, does your business have a name? I always encourage people actually to do this first, to test things out, because a lot of people, they go official since the beginning and create their name and create their LLC and all of that, and then they figure out that doesn't work and they want to pivot, and it's really hard for them, and they already spent a lot of money, maybe they already created a logo and all kinds of things. So none of these questions are for judgment, okay? None of them I'm saying, oh, you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong. None of that. This is just for you to help you figure out, where are you in this place and what do you need to focus on, okay? Okay, next one. Do you own your website domain? Okay, do you own your website domain? Do you have a logo? Okay. Do you know your brand colors? Do you have your color codes? Okay. you use the same colors all the time? Do you know your code? Can you, if you hire a designer, can they help you with that? Can you give them the codes to create the graphics? Just plain simple question. And if you don't understand any of these questions or you don't know what I'm talking about, ask me. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so don't feel ashamed. We all, when I started, I didn't know a lot of this stuff, right? So don't feel embarrassed or anything like that. Okay, so that's about branding. Okay, let's move to the next area, which is part number 4, your communications. So this is anything that you put out there that sends a message to your audience. So social media, newsletters, all kinds of stuff where you are having those conversations with people. Okay, the first one there, which is number 17, do you have a newsletter or email that goes out to your audience regularly to stay in touch? Okay, do you send an email? Do you put together a newsletter regularly, right? Maybe once a week or every 2 weeks or once a month, whatever it may be, to stay in contact with your audience. 18, are you consistent on 1 or 2 social media platforms? Consistent means showing up every single day at least once. Okay, so are you consistent on 1 social media or 2, maybe more, okay, depending where you are in your business, in the stage you're in your business, but at least 1. Are you consistent? Are you posting every day? How are you doing that area? Yes or no? The next one, do you have a particular piece of content or activity that takes place weekly to deliver value to your audience regularly so they can get to know you and your business better? Okay, so do you have a piece of content or an activity that you do on a regular basis to get to know your audience better and for them to get to know you better? So for example, it could be something like a podcast, right? You create this piece of content weekly, you put it out there, and your tribe, your audience can listen to the podcast and see you interact with people or see what you're all about, learn more about you, and they can send you questions or they can interact with you in some way, right? And that way you're building relationships with your potential customers. Do you have any kind of activity or any kind of content? It could be also something like this, like a live. Do you have a weekly live in your Facebook group, in your Instagram, wherever it may be, where you're having conversations with people and people get to know you better and you get to know them better? Is that happening at all in the business? An activity or a piece of content that happens weekly, okay? Okay, the last one in this area is, do you have a contact page or contact information easily accessible on your website so you can be reached? So you have a contact page somewhere when people go on your website to send you a message, or if you're on Instagram, do you have a link to your website where they can send you a message, or you have your email, whatever it may be? You do not know the amount of people who have a Shopify store or an Instagram account and there's no way to contact them. Okay, I mean, on Instagram you can send a DM, but sometimes people are very busy, right? And me, I'm guilty. I don't check my DMs all the time. Okay, I mean, I do, but I not daily, because I have so many different places where I get messages. Okay, that it might take longer for you to contact me through DM, for example. It's better if you send me an email. I'm an email person, so if you send me an email, I'll get it, most likely, unless it goes to the trash, which I check also, but it'll go and I'll check it and I get back to you. If you send me a DM, which I love DMs, but it's just I have so many different inboxes in different areas that honestly I just can't keep up. Right? So I will get back to you, but it might take a little longer. That's all. But whatever it is, maybe you're better at DMs than email, and that's totally fine. Or maybe you get an automatic message, you have an app on your website that sends you a message to your phone. I don't know, right? But do you have a system set in place where people can contact you and you can get their message? Okay, super important. Okay, then part number 5, and we have 2 more, okay? So the part number 5 is about your systems. So systems is everything that you can do, automations, a list of processes, right, that help you be more have automated things in your business. And even if you don't have a system set in place, let's say an automatic, like an email sequence or anything that happens on its own, but you do it, you can still have systems by having a list of the steps, so then you don't have to think about something all the time, but you already, okay, I don't know, let's say you create once a week your social media content, right? Do you have a list of like, this is what I do first? I don't know, I go on Pinterest and look for this, I go to Canva and create these graphics, and you have like, I have to create 5, like, a list of things in order, so you don't have to think about it all the time and start from scratch, okay? Or maybe email templates, for example. I have email templates for different things because a lot of people ask the same questions, and I'm sure that happens to you, like, hey, I want to be in the podcast, where do I go? I can't find the link. I have an email for that. Like, hey, I check out your blah 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 and I want to enroll in this da da da, how can you, they ask me a couple of questions. I have like a set of frequently asked questions that I can send so I can answer all of them, okay? Things like that help you out, okay? So you don't waste time, money, and energy, okay? So first question is, do you have a database of customers? Do you have a database of customers, an email list, okay? Somewhere where you add those emails, right? You keep track of the people who contact you, who sign up for classes, who are a customer, whatever it is, right? Do you have a database of customers, okay? Then do you have a database of potential customers? Because it's not only the customers that you're serving right now, it's the new people that are coming into your world that you would like them to become customers as well. So do you have a database for that as well? Then do you work with an email marketing platform or system? Okay, so do you have a system where you can create beautiful emails and send them out to your people, and it can track statistics, and you can put together email automations, so things like MailChimp or like Flowdesk or like ConverterKit, like any of these, right? Do you have one of those? The next one is, do you have a funnel or an email sequence that will allow your audience to get to know you and your business better, as well as purchase from you? So once people sign up for something, do you have an email sequence where you tell them who you are, or what are the resources they have access to within your community, and also give them an option to purchase? Okay, like if you want to learn about this, we have this class available, or you want to learn about that, we have this resource available for you. Do you have that set up? Okay, and like I said, none of this is judgmental. This is for you just to help you figure out, where you are and what you're missing, okay? And like I said, depending on the stage of your business, maybe you're just starting out and you need a lot of stuff, or maybe you have been in business for a while and there's just things that are like, they're not making your business, work like a machine, so you're missing things. This is gonna help you out with that. Okay, and if you have any questions, right, if you don't understand something or if you have a question about something, let me know. Okay, where were we? Okay, so the funnel and the email sequence. Then, do you have a clear sales system? Do you have a clear sales system? A step-by-step guide of what happens before, during, and after the sale. This is super important. A lot of people, they're just like, oh, I have my store and that's it. And they're hoping and wishing and promoting and hoping that they get their customers. But do you have a sales system in place? Do you know, okay, this is the first thing I have to do to get a sale. This is the first thing, this is the second thing, blah, blah, blah. All these are the steps. Then once I get that customer, this is what I do. I send them this email, I send them blah, blah, blah. I create an account, all of these different things. And then what happens after? Once they finish, with that product or that program or whatever, how do I contact them? How do I get in touch with them? How do I invite them to join a different program or get a testimonial, whatever it may be? Do you have a sales system in place? Okay. Then, do you have a return or cancellation policy? Okay, do you have a return or a cancellation policy in place? Because people might want to get out of the program, or they went through something in their personal life and they have to quit. Do you have that in place? Do you have that on your website? Do you have that to send it to them? All of that is really important. Okay, and then the last one in this area is, do you have a step-by-step guide or manual of how your business is run? Okay, so do you have a document or a guide or a workbook where you keep track of like everything that happens in your business? Okay, all the processes, all the things that take place every week. Why? Maybe you hire someone, maybe you get sick and someone has to take over for a little bit, or maybe you sell the business and people, they want a guide to continue running the business. Do you have that set in place? Okay, and like I said again, don't feel overwhelmed if you're like, oh my god, I have to do so much. You have a lot of time to do this. Okay, you don't have to do it all at once. You can hire people. You can be like, okay, this month I'm gonna, aside from everything that I do in my business, I'm gonna dedicate to this activity and I'm gonna get this done. Okay, maybe you have to upgrade your business in 10 different ways, and you take this quiz and you know exactly what you need, and then you're like, okay, from now on every month I just focus on one thing. Okay, so I do everything else, so then I don't get overwhelmed, and I'm like, okay, I just need to figure it out this month or next 2 months how to pick the perfect database system for me. That's it. And then you just take one thing and you figure it out, or you ask me, or you get help, right, and figure that out. Nothing overwhelming. And then if you do that in a year, at the end of the year, your whole business is upgraded, right? So awesome. So don't get overwhelmed at all, okay? These are things like your business has been functioning, right? And you're serving your clientele and you're helping them out. So these are just things that are gonna help your business get to the next level, that are gonna make you more money, that are gonna help you save more time, that are gonna help you save more energy, that are gonna help you make more sales, put your energy into growing the business in new ways. So don't get overwhelmed. Just take it easy, take it a simple approach, and be like, okay, I'm just gonna use this guide and keep track of how I'm improving and improve as I go. Okay, not a problem. Okay, so the last part of the quiz is 28. Well, the topic is your growth and scaling strategy. So this one, a lot of these ones are maybe not gonna apply to you because maybe you're in the beginning stages, but if you're starting out, you still have to growth system in place, so you keep reaching more people and more customers and all of that. So hold on one second. Okay, ready. So yeah, just listen and answer yes or no super quick. So the first one is, do you have a clear marketing strategy to reach your customers as well as potential customers regularly? So really simple, and this one applies to everyone, right? Do you have a marketing strategy in place that helps you reach out more and more people regularly? Okay, yes or no? The second one is, does your business grow every month? Yes or no? So of course you need to keep track of things. Do you have a system to keep track of things, right? How do you know if it's growing or not? Do you feel like it's growing or not? We have to get clear about this stuff, right? We cannot just feel, we have to know. So no worries. That's what we're here for, to help you figure that out. But just top of mind, do you have a system in place? Do you know if the business is growing or not? Okay. The next one is, does your current set of products or services allow you to grow and scale your business? In other words, could you serve more people if they reach you and want to work with you? Meaning your capacity. So a lot of people, right, especially like in the coaching business, for example, maybe you are a fashion stylist and you do style coaching, right? One second. And you want more customers. But honestly, if you had more customers, do you have the time to help them out? right? That's a legit question, because a lot of people want more customers, but do they have more time, right? Because if you have only one customer right now and two customers and you want five, okay, awesome. If you have the time for it, that's great. But you have to think about, and that's something I talk about here, maybe you can help more people at once. And this is where all the online media world comes, right? Like maybe having a class where you can, instead of helping one person with your styling services, you help five people at the same time. And then you're spending the same time, the same energy, maybe a little bit more, right? Because you have to interact with more people, right? But you're using the same amount of time and your expertise and everything, right? And you're getting paid 5 times, okay? And maybe it's a little bit cheaper. You offer your service a little bit cheaper because you're helping several people at the same time, but you end up making more money and you can help more people, because then it's a little less expensive and people get access to you. And sometimes some people prefer the group settings. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just need more water. I've been talking for a long time. We're about to end, so don't worry. Okay, so do you have a current set of products or services that will allow you to grow? Okay, or do you have a cap, okay, of time, of energy, of money, right? So just, yes or no. And I'm not saying you cannot offer one-on-one services. Of course you can. But if you have that plus the group options, it will help you out and it will help you grow. So that's something that we're going to talk about deeper. We're just here figuring out, pinpointed, where we are in the business. For the solutions, we can do another video about that, because we have so many solutions available. Right? Okay. So we have 4 more questions. Still within the scaling and growth. Could one-on-one interaction, so here we go, could one-on-one interaction be replaced by one-to-many, so you can reach more customers with the same efforts? So that's what I was talking about before. Can you do the same activity that you're doing, but instead of doing it one-on-one, can you do it one-to-many, to a group? Can you teach that in a bigger way? Can you offer that service in a bigger way? Okay, or perhaps maybe you can hire someone, and then you can serve 2 people at the same time. Because let's say you offer a service and you only have 2 hands, right? But maybe you can hire someone and they can do it with you, right? Or they can do it next to you, right? And then there's 2 incomes, right? And because you bring the customer, right, you get part of it. And then because that's I always talk about, for example, people who have a beauty salon, right? People dream about having their beauty salon. I'm talking about stylists in this case, right? Hairstylists. Usually they really want to have their own salon. But when they have it, they save their money, they get the loan, they do it, they continue to work like that wasn't their salon, that they are by themselves. Meaning, so if they work so many hours a week, cutting hair, for example, and then they buy the salon and it's their salon, and they continue to do the same thing. They work so many hours a week, maybe even more, because they're the boss, and they continue to cut hair. And there's nothing wrong with cutting hair at all. But if you want to grow the business and if you want to make more money or whatever it may be, right, you have to do certain different activities. So you can't keep doing the one-on-one. You maybe focus on other activities. You can still do it throughout the week, but maybe you focus on, bringing new product to the company so you can sell more product. Or maybe you can organize workshops to teach on the weekends something in the business, and then you can have a lot of people come over and serve a lot of people at the same time and make more income. Like, if you don't take your role as a boss, right, you can do those activities. So things like that, that's another whole other topic that we can talk about for a long time. But the simple question, can you change the one-on-one interaction to one-to-many? Then do you have a team in place, or do you have a plan of having a team soon? A team could be, an individual, it could be a group of individuals, it could be someone helping you 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week or 3 times a week. Do you have plans of doing that? Maybe not right now, but maybe in a month, maybe in a few months. Do you have a plan to expand that way, right? Then, do you have a referral system in place? So do you have a referral system in place? And then, are you collecting testimonials and sharing them with potential customers? Are you doing that right now? Okay, so yeah. So this is the quiz, right? I know it's a lot of information. That's why I said, sign up, get it, take the little time, grab a cup of coffee and fill it out. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna share with you, if you sign up, I'm gonna share resources with you to help you with each of these areas. And we're also gonna share with you a small training that would help you narrow down that. So the thing is, wherever you answer no, right? I have it here on the list. It says here, go back and check where you answered no. Take a look at the answers that you left blank, right? And the no's and the blanks are the areas you must focus on next in the business, okay? So let me know what are those areas for you, okay? Where you have the no answer or you have a blank. Okay, let me know what if it wasn't a half for you because you're like, oh, I didn't even know I had to do this, right? Or maybe like I knew I had to do this, but I didn't know specifically what I had to do, so now I know. Or if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, and like I said, what we're gonna do next is I'll share a training with you where you can narrow down that list. So maybe you have 10 things you need to work on and you're like, okay, where do I start? So I'm gonna share a mini training with you tomorrow so you can narrow that list, and I'll probably go live again either tomorrow or Thursday so we can talk about these things and we can make the list smaller and smaller, okay? And get you the resources that you need to get you to solve this issue, okay? Or issues or matters. Now, again, like I said, don't get overwhelmed. It's really good to know where we are and what we need to work on, because that's how we can improve. Because a lot of people just live in this craziness of like just doing, and then you're like, man, I'm frustrated because I don't grow. Okay, well, we have to figure out first, where do you need that help, then get you the resources, and then get it done, okay? And you have all the support in the world here in this group. I'm here to support you all the way. We have people here that can support you. And there's a simple way to go about it, okay? I'm all about being simple, which is why, you might feel a little overwhelmed with the quiz, but it's very simple just to answer yes or no. And you're like, okay, now I know where I need to put my efforts and work on, and I'll give you the resources and I'll guide you throughout this process. So no worries about that. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me here today. I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you need the quiz, if you didn't find it, if you didn't find the link, okay? And let me know where you are, what you need to work on, and we'll help you with the next steps, okay? I hope that you guys have a great rest of your days and days, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye, guys.